Welcome to another edition of Transform Your Life. Today I want to talk about our most vital connection, because most of us think that the most important connection we have in our life is with our partner or our child or maybe even a valued pet. But what most of us fail to realize is the most important connection we have in life is the one that we have with ourself. Your connection with you. How you feel about yourself. I mean, how you really feel about yourself inside. And as a licensed mental health therapist of over 35 years now, I can attest for how powerful this is, because I've witnessed the transformational power of nurturing. What happens when we nurture this inner bond, which is what I do in therapy with my clients. Our connection with ourself inside holds the key to everything that determines our well-being and level of happiness. And I can say that over the decades, the vast majority of people who have come to me for therapy, for any kind of help with depression or anxiety that's problematic, has broken connection with themselves inside. It only makes sense. I like to remind them that we are all born into this world as newborn babies right out of the womb. Perfect, whole, complete, beautiful, perfect beings of love and light. But we are a sponge, and from the moment we're born, we are taking in everything that's happening around us. Sights, smells, sounds, and the kind of touch we receive or don't receive, the kind of tone of voice that is being spoken to us, the kind of love and affirmation we are receiving or not receiving. And as early as age 6, from the moment we're born to the early age of 6, by the time we're 6, that internal feeling, connection with ourself is already started and already has a basic connection, a basic feeling about ourself. Good, bad, uncomfortable, thriving, it all makes the difference. And this, as I said, as early as 6. I mean, think of how young that is. And then, of course, it continues right on till the day that we're no longer here. This connection that we have with ourselves sets in motion how we think about ourselves, how we behave as we go through life. It determines how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how we see the world around us. And it determines how we function emotionally and psychologically. It's a huge determination of how we do in school and in our vocations. It greatly influences our choice of friends and our choice of a partner. And as what I've previously described includes just about everything, I'd say this shows that our most important relationship with ourselves is the one in here. It definitely qualifies as being the most important connection of all that we have in our lifetime. This is an area that I specialize in because I know how very important it is in determining the essence of who we are. You know, it's interesting because I have so many years and decades of doing this that really when I meet a person anywhere, anytime, usually within 30 seconds, I can tell what kind of connection they have with themselves on the inside. When I work with clients, this is one of the very first areas that I focus on with them. And if they're motivated to do this healing work, which they are because they come wanting to feel better, right? That's why any of us goes to therapy. I might ask them to close their eyes and just think about what are the problematic feelings they tend to feel most often that makes them uncomfortable, that's really impeding their happiness. And I have them narrow it down to just 2 feelings. And then I ask them, what was the earliest time in your life that you remember feeling that way? We usually trace it way back to childhood and then take some time to explore what was going on. And from there, I help them to understand that these so-called problematic feelings, why they were there. I help them make sense of them, why they appeared, and it helps them to not only normalize these feelings inside them, but most importantly, to have compassion for these feelings, to have compassion for that little child who's still inside them and always will be. So if you can relate to what I'm speaking about here, I want to just share with you some helpful tools that you can use to start a healing process. I encourage people to look at their collection of childhood photos. If you don't have access to them, get access to them. Find 1 or 2 photos of yourself when you're looking through them that photo of you have an expression on your face that represents, that captures that most uncomfortable feeling. Most often, people say it's a feeling of sadness, loneliness, not feeling good enough, not valued. Look for something in your face. It might be very slight. Something in your face in that photo that indicates how you were truly feeling inside. So candid photos are the best ones. In other words, you don't want to look for a photo of you taken with your family during the holiday. It wouldn't be, for example, a posed photo for a Christmas card, one that has you with a fake smile on your face. It would be a candid photo. Once you've found that particular photo that resonates with you about how you were really feeling as a kid, put it up somewhere where you can see it during the day. Honor it. And just be cognizant whenever you see it of what that little being was feeling and going through. Another exercise that can continue this healing is to set aside a time when you can be totally undisturbed, turn off your phone, don't let anybody bother you. Sit down when you have enough time. Sit down with that photo. Look at that photo of you and write a handwritten letter to that child in that photo. What do you want to say to them? What would you want them to know at that moment? And obviously, it's good to have a box of Kleenex ready for this kind of work. My clients who have done this have said it's been a remarkable exercise for them. They found it not only to be meaningful, but for some it really changed their life, started to turn their life around. An important note here, if by me just describing doing this exercise brings up stress, major discomfort, fear, I would recommend not doing it until you can get with a professional therapist that can help you guide through this process and help you interpret and go through the meanings of what you find there. This that I've just described is a process of getting in touch with your inner child, and it can be some of the most powerful healing work of all. Some of my clients actually choose to purchase for this process. They purchase a stuffed animal. I'll have them go to the store or online and look for a stuffed animal that really speaks to them. Because many times that animal can be symbolic of a stuffed animal they once had, or maybe one they never had, but always wanted as a child. Animals are the only beings on this earth who give unconditional love all the time. And clients may find calm and security by holding their stuffed animal. You might find the exact same thing. It's really remarkable. Touch, softness, holding something. A lot of clients like to hold that animal when they go to sleep. It helps them to fall asleep and feel safe. For so much of our lives, we spend our energy doing everything and anything to avoid feeling these feelings, to avoid getting in touch with what we were feeling as that little kid. And it's really a travesty. He or she or he, has been inside us all this time, just crying, dying to be heard, to be recognized, to be seen. But instead of spending the time to connect with them, we do everything but. We overwork, we overeat, we overshop, etc. So many things. We'll do anything to avoid getting in touch with this pain. It's all of these behaviors are in an effort to numb the pain. And it might temporarily do that, but as we all know, it's very temporary. It doesn't heal. It just numbs temporarily. And by numbing it, it will make that little being inside you just cry harder to be heard, trying to be heard. And when they do that, when your little being is crying out and being stuffed away, if you're just stuffing it away, doing everything but getting in touch with her or him, obviously that increases the depression or anxiety. The hurt inside needs to be healed, not numbed. For any one of you who are interested in gaining this self-insight and perhaps improving the psychological, emotional health that you're currently experiencing. I hope you just think about the information that I presented today. If nothing else, just allow yourself to be curious about that little being inside you, that little child that you were, that you are. That child is and always will be sacred. If you're curious to explore your inner child or do any of this kind of exploration or need further information, please feel free to be in touch with me. I'm happy to talk. I always provide free consults. Doing this work can make a huge difference for you in the quality of your life. I'll see you next time.